Unity finally released a statement in response to their community lashback from their installation text announcement. Just a quick reminder, this was an announcement where devs and studios would have been charged 20 cents per installation of their game, which was met with a lot of confusion and questions and outright anger for some studios. A lot of notable developers went on to saying that they won't use Unity for their next project, or even they will switch off in the current project, which, if you know anything about game development, is a huge statement to make. Now, the earlier responses from Unity had a tone of doubling down on their statement, which further exasperated the community. And after that, Unity has been just silent for a kind of a uncomfortably long time. And after this long, painful silence, Unity's lead of game engine and editor, Mark Whitten, has responded in a blog finally this morning. The initial look of the blog and the statement seems a bit more hopeful. It actually seems reasonable, and they sound like they were listening to the community this time, which is a good sign, but there's still a problem. So let's talk about that. All right, it starts with I am sorry, which is a great start. But where's the juicy bit? Right here, right? So it says, our Unity personal plan, which is a free version of Unity, will remain free. Okay, that's fair. I don't think I would have expected any less. If it didn't, it would be concerning. And runtime fee, which is the installation fee that we're talking about, for games built on Unity Personal, there will be none. Okay, good. We'll be increasing the cap from $100,000 to $200,000, and we will remove the requirement to use the Made with Unity splash screen. Very interesting. This is actually a really good move by them, though they probably didn't have to do this if they didn't make this announcement in the first place, because I know a lot of developers that just gets the next paid subscription just to get rid of the Made with Unity splash screen and be able to customize it themselves. So okay, this is a fair thing, and this is pretty big, 100,000 to 200,000 as a kind of like starting out developer with small games. You are able to remain using the free version. This is pretty good. So this is a 100% plus for Unity personal users, from what I can tell. No game with less than $1 million and trailing 12-month revenue will be subject to the fee. Okay, so they're saying I actually don't remember if the original statement was that the just flat out $1 million revenue cap to start being charged this revenue fee, but they're at least now saying it's a trailing 12 months. So if you had a success earlier on in the project and then later is trailing off into less sales, where last 12 months of your revenue is less than $1 million, then you are not subject to the revenue, which is, once again, very reasonable and is a plus for developers. So they're not subjected to paying extra fee when their game sales are having a not so long tail. The runtime fee policy will only apply beginning with the next LTS version of Unity, shipping in 2024 and beyond. Okay, so two parts here. They're saying we will only do this policy on the newer version of the game engine instead of any version, right? So that means, I think it goes on to say, your games that are currently shipped and the projects you are currently working on will not be included unless you choose to upgrade them to this new version of Unity. We'll make sure that you can stay on terms applicable for the version of Unity editor you are using as long as you keep using that version. So now the developers have a choice to stay on the older version to be excluded from this runtime fee policy. So that's good. Now you are actually able to have a choice to move on with this with the new feature versus staying with the old version. That seems pretty reasonable to me. I know there's ways that you can make it so that you're kind of like forcing people to upgrade to a new version. A lot of big companies do that, but at the least it's some semblance of a choice. So that's good. That's a complete backtrack from their original statements. For the games that are subject to the runtime fee, okay, finally we're getting to the games that actually are subject to pay the runtime fee. We're giving you another choice of either 2.5% revenue share, okay, that's just straight up rev share That's expected. That's the model that everybody's used to, or the calculated amount based on the number of new people engaging with your game each month. So, rev share or installation fee, that's the choice. Both of these numbers are self reported from the data you already have available. You will always be billed a lesser amount. This is a strong statement. This is good. The original issue with the installation fee was that it's very arbitrary. Like, you don't know what would count, even if it did. How do you plan for that? Like, it's really hard to plan for your company's future finance if you're just basing it off of installation as opposed to actual revenue. So this gives that clarity. And this additional statement saying that it will be billed a lesser amount, that's saying, okay, we're not trying to take advantage of your lack of knowledge. We're going to bill you fairly. That's what this statement is posing as, from what I can tell. So that feels good. Now, in reality, is that true or not? I don't know. Get on the comments. Am I misunderstanding this? Now they're going to host a live fireside chat. Okay. Well, that's going to be interesting. There's going to be a lot of questions asked that I probably am not thinking of. A lot of probably scrutiny there because, frankly, the trust has been broken. The problem, this is good. This is a good statement. This actually backtracks a lot of the issues that people had. And this may, rest some people's mind at ease. The problem is that Unity already showed their hands, right? They're showing what kind of decisions they're willing to make. And, there's two ways of seeing this. One is, okay, they learned their lesson. They won't do this again. Community won. The people have screamed out loud and they have listened, and we are victorious. That is good. This will not happen again. But, similar thing happened with Wizard of Coast. The damage is already done. Their brand, obviously there's new generation. They can always repaint it and then hope that people forget. But at least for a certain amount of studios and developers, they're going to remember this. And they're going to say, between the choice of, let's say, an engine like Godot, which is completely open source, versus company-owned engine like Unity, if they've already taken a look at Godot or other engines as part of the, looking out to other engine during this saga, the choice is kind of clear for them, right? They're going to be like, well, Godot does everything I need to do. If that's the case, then now previously they wouldn't even have looked at the other engines and stick with Unity. But this drama triggered them to actually look outside of Unity and consider other engines. And this is going to make some people actually not come back to Unity. And that's my thought. Now, I would love to hear what you guys think. So let me know down in the comments. So yeah, there you have it. It's a hopeful news and statement from Unity, but can we actually trust Unity for their future? That's the open question that a lot of people are asking right now. I would like to know what you think. So just let me know down in comments because, this is all about conversation. So thank you for watching, and I'll be back with devlog on the next video, and I'll see you all later.